So, welcome back to the channel. We are going to talk about this specific topic on how a female covert narcissist will bait in a man. And they have a very unique way of doing this, They see things in the beginning that you don't know that they're seeing. So, their whole plan and strategy is to pick a man that they know who has a lot of love, a lot of empathy, a lot of care, and some value on top of that in ways. Maybe finances, good looks, whatever it might be. So, as a man, most men today go without love in their life for a very long time. So, a female covert narcissist comes around every now and then. After years and years of you being single, a female covert narcissist will come around out of nowhere. And, that's the test. So, she starts to make you feel things you've never felt for a very long time. That's the dangers of being single for a while, because a female covert narcissist is bound to come back around again at some point. And that's where the love bombing starts, It's this, what feels like this puppy love stage. She makes you feel things you've never felt for a long time. And you believe it's genuine. You even understand the dangers of love bombing. You even understand that things can go in that direction, but you actually believe it's real. You actually believe it's genuine. But it wasn't. And that's the thing. Sometimes you don't know until you know. You eventually figure it out. And the sad reality is, and the hard part about it is, a lot of the time when you finally figure it out, that there's something just not right about this person, they're messed up. It's not as easy as you may think to get out of the situation with that female covert narcissist. Because they're going to tell you things like they're going to do better. They're going to change. They know they're not all there right now. They know they're not at their best. They went through things in the past. They had a hard life. They'll tell you things like that. They'll start to behave again. They'll start to act vulnerable, empathic, understanding. If you're lucky, they'll apologize, which is just further manipulation, because those apologies you get are not genuine. It's to trap you further and further and further. And the further they can trap you, the worse it's going to be. And it's pretty sick, because the whole time, that is actually what they're planning to do. They're planning to destroy your life. They don't care how much they love bomb you, show you love. You obviously give it back. They don't care about what was created. They can let it go like nothing you've ever seen. But best believe, they're doing it to somebody else. They're going to do it to somebody else. And that's why they can leave, because they're now focused on somebody else that they're doing it to. They're going to recreate that whole scenario that they've created with you all over again with somebody else. And to go through something like this You have to understand that it is not your fault. Things happen in life, guys. Things happen in life. And it's all about how we deal with those things. That's what's going to define us at the end. You guys cannot have such one-itis for a woman. It doesn't matter who the woman is. Yes, you can be dedicated and devoted to one woman, but if it ends, like, it's not the end of the world. And it doesn't matter who it is. Like, this is also what I've learned over time. Like, everything's going to end one day anyways, so you have to have full acceptance that no matter how good of a thing you have in your life is, all good things come to an end. So you can't be so stuck and fixated on a female covert narcissist because they are masters at getting you to fall for them very, very hard. They love bomb you hard because they want a bunch of love from you. And when you're focused on giving your all to a woman, and that's what you're focused on doing, they know in their head, in their sick head, that the more you do that, the more you invest, the more you're gonna want to stay, because no man wants to invest in a woman and have it just end. And it's the exact same thing as a man building a house. Let's say you're building a house. Do you want to build the house 3/4 of the way and it's like almost done? It looks good. It's like, man, I can't wait till this is built. And then it crashes down and you don't continue on that journey of building the house. It's just over. You put in all that time, all that work, all that money, all those sacrifices, and it's just gone. That's exactly what these female covert narcissists know. When you invest a lot into them, they know you're not going to want to just end it because of how much you've already invested. It just doesn't make sense. Like, why would you have done all that? And that's the dangerous thing of being a man, because we are the ones putting ourselves out there to do those things. It's not women investing in us. It's us investing into women, and women's supposed to give us other things that's supposed to last a lifetime. But a lot of the time today, men give so damn much to these absolutely crazy women today and get nothing in return. Women are soaking up so much and just soaking up so much liquidity from men, and it's just from this guy, from that guy, from that guy. And eventually they might one day land on a guy and they're getting everything they wanted from this one guy, but it goes on for 5, 10, 15 years and they divorce anyway. So at the end of the day, bro, these types of women, also known as covert narcissists, are strictly for the streets. They are not yours. It was just your turn. And on to the next victim they go. They are dead inside. They are empty inside. And they will try to empty you and leave you empty. They will try to take as much as they can from you and leave you empty. But in dealing with one, you have to understand it is not your fault. This is life. Things happen. This is life. And you got to carry on and be the best possible version of yourself that can exist. And that is the best revenge on a female covert narcissist, because like I said, their objective is literally to destroy you. Like literally destroy you. That's their objective. I would not sit here and say that if it wasn't true, because look at what they do. They can say, oh, no, it's not, but look at what they do. Very destructive things. So it is their objective, because that's all they know how to do, is to destroy everything that was ever good, and make it miserable, because one time they might have been good and something destroyed them inside and made them miserable, so they're programmed to retaliate. You guys understand women, right? If something happens to them, if you do something to them, they hold on to that, and they hold grudges, bro. They hold some serious grudges. Oh, no? They don't? Then why do women talk about things that happened 6 months ago sometimes? A year ago sometimes? Oh, well, last year you did this and this. That, bro, that's my point. So if something happened to a woman when she was young, that, let's say, damaged her, hurt her, traumatized her, it did something to her, what do you think she's going to do to every other guy she ends up with later on? While she's still hurt, she's still injured, she's going to retaliate, but it's going to come out on you. Women are also masters at taking things out on men. And no, real women don't do that, but majority of women out there running around today, bro, they are loose cannons, bro. Loose cannons. Like, it's just, it's pitiful, you know? So, the female covert narcissist, bro, they're something else, and they are literally programmed to bait men in who probably, you know, like, there's tons of men in the world who were single for a very long time, went without love from a woman for a very long time, and you become a target for them, especially if you're successful, especially if you're smart, empathic, all these other things, because you're like at the top of the top for them. You're everything they need. You're everything they want. So they find it's a good idea to bait you in to get as much as they can until you'll put up with it. And when they can catch on that, you know, you're sick of this is some bull crap, this is some BS, what's going on, and you start to not put up with what they're doing, then they'll leave. They'll go to somebody else where they can run their game and run their agenda. It's not about them being with a man. It's not about them being with a man and submitting. It's about them finding a man that they can use. They seek out a man to use. They bait him in. And they seek out a man to use as much as they can. And start to devalue and then discard like you're nothing. But at first, you were like incredibly an amazing man in her eyes. And a lot of the time, you were an amazing man. You treated her like an amazing man. And that's how she did you. And it ends with her gaslighting you. It ends with her devaluing you and then discarding you and making you feel like you weren't good, when deep down you knew and you know you were good. You were like a perfect partner for her. For the longest time, she knew that, but all of a sudden, bro, things start to change. Things start to get different. Her behavior changes, and you try to tell her this, and she tries to project it on you. Like, you try to tell her, like, where's that person I met at the start? And she'll be like, I was wondering the same thing. Like, where's the person you were at the start, bro? They're just like a child. Like, you literally didn't change a bit. In fact, you kept doing more. And a female covert narcissist, bro, they don't do more. Like, their more is in the beginning when they're love bombing you and they're putting in their all just to manipulate you. They're not actually doing things out of their genuine heart and spirit. They're doing things to gain power, leverage, and control over yourself. And, you know, knowing that is just, it's insane. Like, if you guys just understood that these individuals, these female covert narcissists, they're wired that way. They're programmed to be that way. That's the way their brains work. That's what you guys have to understand. Like, their minds, their brains literally work that way. That's how they think. Like, what they're doing is what they're doing, and they think it's the right thing. Because of how sick and twisted they are in their minds. And it's sick. They will single-handedly, bro, destroy an entire relationship that was like the best thing they've ever had. And I mean single-handedly. And some of you can sit here and say, well, it takes two to screw things up in a relationship. That's some BS. No, it does not all the time. There's two people in a relationship, yes. It takes two people to make a relationship work, yes. It takes one person to destroy a relationship, whether it be a man or a woman. It takes one person. Two people can do it, but it's usually not even that way. It usually is more of one person's fault. Usually. If things end like bad, yes, it's usually that way. If things end on a very good note, then maybe it was, indifferences, whatever it might be, and you part ways mutually on good terms, and maybe, yeah. But, bro, a lot of the time, if things end bad, it usually is one person. It usually is one person's fault, or at least a massive percentage of their fault. So, these female covert narcissists, bro, are dangerous. They're very, 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 very dangerous. And you see it all in real time, dealing with one. You see it all right to the end. The whole time, they actually think they're fooling you in ways, but you see every little single thing they do. You notice what they do. And it just makes you look a little bit harder, It just makes you feel like something's not right around the person, like all the time. Like the way they act, the way they behave, the way they are in general. Something's just not right about the people, but at first it felt like everything was right. And that's because they mirrored you. They love bombed you. You felt like, oh my God, this is my person. Like, you're like the version of myself. Like, oh my God. And, you can meet people that actually are like the version of yourself in the opposite gender form. But when it comes to the covert narcissist, they mirror you to make you believe that, and they're actually not about that life. They didn't live that life. They're probably a traumatized girl that did no work in her life, that's just damaged beyond the point of no return, made 100,000 mistakes, and she's just traumatized. I mean, she's out of her mind. Probably on medications, probably doing the craziest stuff because she can't handle her own emotions and everything else. This is how it is. And those types of women are dangerous, bro. They will mirror you. They'll make you believe that they're on your level. They'll make you believe that it's going to be you guys and you're the right man for her and she's the right woman for you. And, and it'd be the ones with good looks that are the most dangerous because that's what they kind of suck you in with. And they'll act cute. They'll act charming. They'll act loving. And you fall for it. You took the bait. You gave them the benefit of the doubt and they did their work. So, in the end, things end very bad. And that's because you have come across a female covert narcissist, my friend, and this is how the story typically goes. You guys gotta be careful, bro, especially you guys that have been single for a while, and you engage with a new woman. It's very easy for them to make you believe that it's gonna work. The first thing that you involve yourself with, they're gonna make you believe. Like, unless it's a woman where it's like they're not even trying to fake things, they're not even trying to love bomb you. You can already tell they're messed up because they're not even trying to hide it. That's perfect. But with these other women, they will fake the funk. If they see that you are what they want, you are what they need, they will fake the funk. And that's when the love bombing starts. And you're like, oh my God, like, this is my person. Like, I actually think it is, and all this stuff. And you actually think that. You have no reason. You have no other reason as to why you wouldn't think that. Because they're treating you right. And you think it's going to last. You think it's, you think that's who they are. And that's where you can't be fooled, because you have to really let time go on. You really have to hang out with this person in many different settings and stuff like this, and you figure out who they are. It's not just about seeing them one time in person. It's not just about speaking on the phone one time or anything like that. Like, you really have to understand what you're dealing with at all cost. It's really not hard. It's not hard to tell someone that's healthy, someone that's actually there. But the hard part is, bro, it's when you're alone for a while and something comes around and it's like, you might even know yourself it's not like perfect. Like, yeah, they got work to do, but you don't think it's as bad as it is. And as time goes on with a female covert narcissist, it was far worse than you ever thought. And by that time, it's typically too late. But you have to get out quick. You have to get out real quick, and the quicker you get out, the better it's going to be. The longer you stay, the worse it's going to be. So I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to come follow me on Instagram, the exact same username as here. With that being said, God willing, God bless. We'll see y'all at the top.